Avi Meyers, North Town Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself, ntnm.org. Forgot to mention that Jewish Chicago will be coming out in mid-October for your early voting pleasure. And make sure you pick up a copy when it's out or contact me if you want to be included, however it works. Anyway, this morning, speaking of elections, a candidate for a 50th Ward alderman had to work late today and was unable to make his appointment. So I put a notice on Facebook, and actually I got a surprising number of responses. But my very first response was from somebody with a very interesting story, and I'll let her tell you a little bit about herself, and that is Ecaterina Bălăceanu. Is that correct?
Yes.
Or close?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
Anyway, thank you for coming, and a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you for choosing me.
Okay, my pleasure. And so, what do you actually do for a living?
I'm actually a casting director in Chicago.
That's cool.
And we have also a small office in Los Angeles, managing actors as well.
This is for movies, plays?
Yes, pretty much everything that you see on TV, yes. We work in strictly with SAG actors, meaning union.
Right.
Started casting extras very little time, and I moved really fast, and pretty much I'm happy about it. It's really amazing how easy you can accomplish things if you're really determined.
No, it's true. That's one of the beauties of America, if it gets to stay the way it is, hopefully, is that if you really want to build something, the possibility is definitely there. What's the name of your business?
It's called Executive Casting and Producing.
Okay.
And I also have a non-for-profit organization just recently opened.
Yeah.
It's called Chicago International Artist. This one particularly, it's a little different because it's catering to actors, musicians, dancers, everything that's pretty much out there that relates to art. Specifically working with teens, troubled teens that we want to pull out and guide them through making a career of their choice. A lot of them have really nice talents and they want to express their talent, but they have no choice, no opportunity. Nobody wants to help them because they don't have money for headshots, they don't have experience, nobody wants to work with them. So basically what we're putting together the troubled teen with veterans that have been in the acting industry for a long time. So basically putting the two together so they can help each other pretty much from A to Z.
Very cool. It sounds interesting, and there's definitely movies going around. Matter of fact, about 3 or 4 years ago, the HBO has a Project Greenlight, and it actually was awarded. It was filmed on the next block over with Ben Affleck. Was the one who produced that movie, which was kind of cool. So anyway, and sometimes I just walk down Devon, and all of a sudden, I guess people needed a good Indian, Pakistani, third world type scene. We've got them. Not to mention all the good vegetables that come from those countries.
Yeah, speaking of the Indian, Pakistani, specifically Indians, I took over one of the movies in Chicago, Doom 3, back in October 2003. I'm sorry, 2013.
Yeah.
And specifically, the actors and per production company, they requested no Indians to be casted at all.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And I was really, really surprised, but then again, I understand their mentality because they would be too excited to see their own main actors, American and everybody else, so they didn't want conflict and they didn't want to, And it was really hard for me to tell actors that I worked with in the past, I said, I'm so sorry, I can't cast Indians at this moment, but I couldn't tell them why. So it's you have to be really careful how you break the news down to them because they're dying to be in their own movie, Bollywood movie.
Yeah.
So. Yes.
Yeah, those are actually from terms I'm familiar with. I'm just walking up and down Devon and seeing the flyers and the posters on the various shops, including their own video shops, that actually, and they'll have PL instead of NTSC and all sorts of goodies like that. There was a very interesting story that like when you wrote me on Facebook. You're actually a citizen of Israel, among other things?
Yes, I was born and raised in Transylvania, which does exist, people. It does exist. It's northwest Romania and Hungary. It's so much conflict over there still exists. A lot of diversity. Romanians, Hungarians, Germans. We used to be part of a little bit of Ukraine, a little bit of Hungary, Austro-Hungary. So it's a long story. If you look it up, you can realize how much Transylvania has been through before it got united with Romania, actually, officially. Coming from an aristocratic family, my great-grandfather was a Tsar in Romania at the time. he actually, there's a city named after him, I believe, in Romania. He was the first to initiate, he was not the one uniting Romania, but he was the one to initiate the first steps to make sure Romania does unite with Transylvania, so Țara Românească, Romania, Transylvania, Moldova. So basically because of that it got carried on and it did become Romania. They did unite them.
Yeah.
Which
Now,
is really awesome.
That is, and yeah, there is a difference in what you saw in Bela Lugosi's movies. That's not necessarily the way things really are.
True. That's another
mildly.
reason I don't get into politics because of my background, because of my great-grandfather. I try to stay in between both, not that by choice or whatnot, but I think I don't know what I am, Democratic or whatever, because I believe
neither.
in so many things, and I rather, not boil the issue, or how should I say?
Gotcha.
So it
No,
doesn't-
it's understandable. I'm in journalism. I kind of, I'm a political reporter. I kind of have to attack it, but not in every single case. Tell me about what happened to you in Israel that you were writing to me about.
A lot of things happen. First incident happened to me in Budapest,
Yeah.
working as a translator for an Israeli company, which, by the way, that's how I got to immigrate in Israel.
Yeah.
They gave me a chance, not being Jewish, that was huge for me, but give me a chance to immigrate to Israel and paid for my college.
Wow, that's
So
great.
basically it was the only opportunity the way I saw it. But for that to happen, I did do translations for a company in Bucharest. We did travel around through Europe. First very bad incident that happened to us, we were driving in a Mercedes-Benz, living actually Budapest. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the area, Trieste.
Go ahead.
So basically it's a very neutral zone in between three countries. And we were living actually, and we were followed by a few Arab cars. When I say a few, 4 or 5, we were told, based on the police told, they pulled us over. It was like a scene in the movies. We were pulled over because the police was following them already, knowing they were following us. They were ready to kill us, and no matter what cost.
Ooh.
We were awakened by the Hungarian police. They weren't, how should I say, they were in time saving us before the Arabs literally pulled out their M16 and tried to terminate us.
Wow.
There was only one car with us, 3 of us in the car, and there were like 4 or 5 cars. I remember looking behind, but I was more covering myself. I don't know who's shooting, what's happening. The fire exchange was in between the Arabs and the Hungarian police. The main, I say mistake because our boss had a big sticker on the back of the car, just a bumper sticker saying Israel, and that's it. And that's the reason we're targeted.
Wow, it doesn't take much more. We've only got about a minute left.
Okay.
Do you want to
Okay.
tell us the other story
Yes,
real quick?
Israel, being in Israel as an immigrant, my very first week I was actually trying to get on the bus to go to the bank. Not knowing the area, we were warned in the past that because you're a student and tourist, you will be targeted. Getting on the bus, I didn't realize that I'm not getting on the Israeli bus, but I was already on by mistake. The Arabs pulled over the bus and made me believe that I'm going to the bank. I said, "You're going to the bank?" I said, yes, yes. I got on, and then as soon as I got in, I saw all the tinted windows in the inside. I knew I'm being kidnapped. They dropped me up in Tulkarem. Tulkarem is another neutral zone, just like Gaza.
Wow.
Very similar. There's different areas by Hadera. So basically, they dropped me off there, and the bus driver didn't hurt me. What happened, because it's another neutral zone, as soon as they dropped me off, the Arabs came towards me with bats, with guns, with everything that you can imagine. But the Israeli army, they saw that happening. They noticed something going on. They were not going to risk their lives to come ahead and start fighting. They said, we're going to drive by in a jeep, which they did. We're going to drive by, and we're going to try to rescue whoever that person is, just pretty much out of luck, or should I say. And as they were driving by, I was already beaten up. I was pretty much half dead, literally. They start shooting up in the air, not at the civilians. And one of the guys, as they were driving so fast, grabbed me and threw me in the jeep. He did manage to grab me and save me. Otherwise, I would have been dead, pretty much.
Thank God. I do appreciate we're running a little long now,
Yes.
but I want to thank you for, introducing yourself on Facebook and being a guest here today.
Thank you so much.
I want to wish you good luck in all your endeavors. Ecat Blanche, is that correct?
Ecaterina Bălăceanu, yes.
Oh, very good.
Or
Thank you so
Ecaterina.
much for coming.
Thank you.
Okay.